the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Good late Monday evening into Monday night, everybody. Welcome to the Dirt Racing Network and our live coverage of the Dirt Slingers Monday Night Wingless 6360 Wingless Sprint cars from Eldora Speedway. Looks like we've got about 19 drivers checked in for this. And joining me tonight in the booth, we're covering for old Cody Olson. Needing to have a break there. So Patrick Coluccio and I will be taking care of this. Patrick, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. Love being up here with you and love watching these guys go around the track. They're fun, and this is going to be a great race tonight.
Yeah, looks like, the same old. I mean, Tiernan, Royer, Rylan Gray, Craig Silby, all of the regulars are in here. You cover this a little bit more than I do as we get our 20th driver checking into the pits right now. Austin Summerman and Jacob Smuts both popping in there. But you cover these guys a little bit more than I do, and these guys... it looks like they put on a pretty good show. I haven't been able to watch a whole lot of it.
Yeah, we had that amazing race at Kokomo with Ethan and Rylan racing real well. Selman was trying to get his name in there too. He won last week, so these guys are going to put on a great show here. This track's got plenty of space, so I expect a lot of good racing action to happen here tonight. And this should be fun. This should be a lot of fun here tonight.
Well, I got the word from Race Control. They'll be going in about 30 seconds to advance the session. They'll get straight into qualifying. With 20 cars here, I mean, that's a full field for these guys. Any expectations of who we're going to see go to the front early?
Well, I think we can see Trevor be fast here. This is a track that you drive differently, obviously, in a non-wing car than a wing car. But as you and me know, and a lot of our loyal watchers and fans, that Trevor Royer is good in a sprint car here, and he's going to put on a show. So he's definitely a guy to watch. He'll get better as the night goes on. But obviously the fast guys, right? Craig Silby's back up in the top 5 in times right now. Rylan Gray, Ethan Huey. Obviously, you got to watch out for Simmleman. Anyone else? James Tiernan too. So we got to really sit here, and it's gonna be a good one tonight.
Well, looks like session advancing, getting ready to go to the qualifying session. These guys get 2 laps. Fastest time, or is he doing 3 laps in the average again this season? Because I know it's what he did in the first season. And I did not check that before I came in here. Is it 2 laps, fastest lap, or is it 3 laps and they're averaging the times?
It says 3 clean laps required. So
yeah, I think he's averaging those 3. I think he's doing 3 laps and he's averaging those 3. We'll know here pretty quick because I've got it set up so I can see the fastest and the last. Right now I got the camera on Anthony Woodhull. Just happened to be on him when the session ended a second ago, so we'll watch him take his first lap. Then we're getting ready to move around here and watch Royer, Stoles, and the boys. Justin Stoles making a long hiatus return to Dirt Slingers Racing League. That time around Woodhull, no time, so he must have nicked something out there and gave himself a 0X somehow. Let's jump over and watch Trevor Royer. We talked about him in the open. That all black with the red trim car around the top side. He's into 3 and 4. This should be his first timed lap up here. There's Tiernan going to the top of the charts, at least for the time being, but Royer goes by. And Trevor Royer, no time. Did not score a time. So right now, Tiernan, 15:35, your quick qualifier. Trey Schmidt, 15:45. That time Royer goes by 15:56, so not quick for him. I think he lost something on his first lap or 2 there.
Yeah, he seemed to be carrying good momentum on the third. This might be a slider line centric track tonight, maybe, or a crossover kind of line. The top, we'll have to see if they can save the top for later in the race, later in the feature, I should say.
Yeah, we're going to watch the 24 car of Eric Wilkie. And he is using exactly what you were talking about, that slider line. He got real close to the fence, gets it out of shape, and absolutely pancakes it into the backstretch wall. That will probably do it for him. Semmelman, Woodhull, Colton Key not able to complete lap. So it looks like the dirt track terror, James Tiernan, quickest in the qualifying session right now. I don't foresee anybody besting that at the moment because I think everybody's already taken their time.
Yeah, and Tiernan coming in with a 15.350, and that's quick, and that's a 10th on the second place guy. So we'll see if anyone's got anything for him. I think Trevor's going to go make a couple adjustments, hopefully see him up there. But right now, James Tiernan, fastest guy out there by a whole 10th.
Yeah, Huey in third. Cody Terry, good run for the 93 car. He really has taken to the wingless car. Seems like that's more his forte. He's been in the wing car. In fact, he was at Monday Night Thunder tonight, raced over at Limaland, and just stayed at the back, kind of struggled with the car, it looked like, all night to me. Let's get ready to run down the starting lineup for our first heat race here. It looks like they're going to line up like this with the 4-car invert. That is going to put the 71 of Wade Fields on the pole. Starting on his outside will be the aforementioned 90 machine of Trevor Royer. Row 2 inside, Ethan Huey, the 52 on his outside. The dirt track terror himself, James Tiernan, driving. I don't think that's. Is there a 98 on that car? Because that's not his number. I'm not used to seeing him in that number. But then Eric Wilkie will start inside row number 3, the 24. Ryan Caldwell, the 4-car on the outside of him. Your fourth row, the 5 of Brandon Steele, the 1J of Jacob Smuts. And then the 18 of Austin Semmelman and the 09 of Anthony Woodhull making up the rest of the field. And I don't know, is Tiernan's car? I got to try to get a look at that. It is the 98 car. He changed numbers on me, that sneaky fool.
That's a good looking car right there, though. That's a good looking hot rod.
Yeah, I do like
white, that. Simple pink on it. That's a beautiful looking car.
Yeah, we got too far away there. Yeah, it just looks like a race car sitting still. Nothing crazy fancy, nothing too intricate, but that looks like a race car I'd go down on Friday or Saturday night, see at the local dirt track.
Exactly, and sometimes simple is way prettier than complicated.
I think it's about every time. Good look from up on the hill, overlooking the speedway here, and you can see track still looks like it's in great condition. We should see pretty racy conditions all night long. Not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. I'm not seeing Semmelman or Woodhull out there joining into the heat race, so that's what they are waiting on.
Yeah, maybe it took them too long getting in. We'll have to see, though. And Semmelman had just left.
Did he leave the server?
He just did. He must be having problems. I know some of these the service has been giving some guys some problems today, I've noticed. So,
well, 8 of them are going to roll out there. No Semmelman, no Woodhull. Maybe those 2 can make it back for tonight's A-main, because they are going to transfer right through. Everybody's going to make it through to tonight's feature. So,
and hopefully these gentlemen remember that and give us a really good bout of racing here. Like we said earlier, these guys have put on a show, and Kokomo was a fantastic show. So hopefully these guys can duplicate that show tonight and really put on a fantastic race for everyone.
hello, Mr. Nichols. I see you in the chat. Sorry I couldn't call you, but I had to cover streaming this thing for you tonight. So you and I'll either talk later on when I get done, or we'll have to talk tomorrow sometime. All right, get them started there, Patrick, and I am going to work the camera, see if we can't get a couple of cool angles going here.
All right, take it ready to come down to 4. It field the leader.
Green flag.
Field the green as Trevor Warrior in second, and we are going to have a race between looking like Ethan Huey there, trying to slap into 30. He gets by James Tiernan. Sorry, still remember numbers here. As we got Wade Fields leading them down through 1 and down into 1 and 2. It looks like Royer up high, and Tiernan working that middle line, Royer going to try the middle now, as Tiernan's going to follow with Huey behind, and Wilk is keeping up close. He's top 5 under blanket right now.
Well, still Fields, Royer, Tiernan, Huey. Top 4. Fields sitting in 5th. Pretty good gap between the battle between Steele and Caldwell. They're side by side. That's 6th and 7th. And then Jacob Smuts back in 8th, a little ways back. But Fields showing the way, and now Trevor Royer starting to put some pressure on him, as we are about 5 to go left in heat number 1, and Royer looking like he wants to go for the slider line in 3 and 4. There it comes in low, out high. Fields crosses over, and Fields will maintain the lead.
And here comes James Tiernan trying to slide Trevor for second, and Royer going to keep it up top as they fight their way down to 3 and 4 here. And look at Tiernan make a move down to 3 and 4, and Fields and Royer have just too much momentum, as Royer's going to get the spot back for second. And here comes Tiernan again. And Fields sliding back, crossing over, and we have ourselves a race for first here, folks, going into 3 and 4.
Yeah, 3 wide out of 2. They were almost 3 wide getting into 3 and 4. Fields and Royer almost touched getting in there. Now they're stacked up 3 wide. There goes the 2-for-1 slider from Tiernan once again, the Dirt Track Terror, trying to show why he earned the nickname. We're coming around. It's going to be a white flag time as Royer goes for the lead.
Here comes Tiernan through the middle, and he's got a power move. I think he might have too much momentum there. Here he comes with a slider. Here comes Royer up behind. And Fields trying to hang in there, but these two are going to race. Does Royer or Fields have anything for Tiernan? Tiernan's going to lead him down through 3 and 4, and he's going to win this one. Royer tried. Great race between Tiernan, Royer, and Fields there.
Well, that's what we have to look forward. This is going to be a heck of a night of racing. Tiernan, Royer, and Fields, top 3, and they were under a blanket. And Huey was right there just looking for a mistake out of somebody. It just never materialized, as he was unable to capitalize, and he comes home in 4th. Let's take a look at the starting grid for heat number 2. It's going to be the 06 of Ryland Gray on pole next to the Kiwi Conqueror himself, Greg Silby. We have already seen him win a championship earlier in the week. Or at the end of last week, excuse me. It was last Thursday night. And it just feels like a couple of days ago, man. That's crazy. But Sylvia in the 7 car. Then Cody Terry, the 93, inside row number 2, next to Trey Schmidt. Schmidt, the 12. Your third row will be Craig Sheeran, the 072 car, next to the 78 of Brian Cross. And it's going to be Tiny Dancer, Scott King, the 118 on the inside of the back row, next to Justin Stoles. Or that's actually the 4th row. The back row is Brian Hughes and Colton Key. And let's see, do we have either one? We do. We're going to have all these guys in this one, as all 10 drivers have made the call for Heat 2. So A little bit bigger field. Probably is not going to change the racing much.
No, I mean, Ryland Gray's been the master of restarts all year, so we'll have to see if he can keep the initial start pace up and just disappear like he has been. But Silby's been able to figure him out, and he's going to hang with him. This should be fun.
Yeah, I tell you, in the wingless cars, and it doesn't matter, midget, 360, 410, Craig Silby has really shined out with no wings on top of a sprint car, and it's fun to watch him. And he is a fun interview. He's great to have up in the booth. He's just one of those natural, enthusiastic kind of guys. Loves the racing, loves the competition, doesn't care if he wins or loses, just wants good, clean, competitive racing. And I expect to see good things out of him. Right now, it's been the Ryland Gray show for a while now.
Yeah, he's really been putting on a great show here, and he's been having fantastic races. Just learning most of these guys this year. I knew the Silby name, but Ryland been doing a hell of a job, man. As speaking of Ryland, he gets ready to bring the field down into 3 and 4 here for the green flag. And Ryland Gray will lead him down, and here's another great start by Ryland Gray. We're going to see him disappear as we have company. Here comes Craig Silby down in... Oh, and we have a wreck.
That's a big one. That is a big one. Silby, Sheeram, Stoles, all in this. And I want to get a lot better angle on this. So we're going to get a little bit better camera angle. We're going to watch off of Justin Stoles' car, the 23. Cross the track. Somebody clipped the inside wall, and that just pushed everybody up. And I think Silby was the first to catch the fence. And then Stoles was the next, and they were still wrecking down in turn 3. That was just not pretty all the way around.
Yeah, that was, I don't know what that was, but that is a tough one. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough luck right there, honestly.
So it's going to sort things out. We'll get our scoring pylon back up. First caution of the night comes in the second heat race with 6 to go. Gray, Cross, Terry, Silby, Schmidt, Hughes, Keys, Stoll, Sheeram, and King to the pits. He was involved in that. I think he's one of the 2 cars that actually really hit the fence hard there. And so Tiny Dancer going to have to find a new tutu for this one.
A new tutu or new tiara?
Well, he is not a princess. He is just a Tiny Dancer. That is all. He's got to have a new tutu and a leotard.
Love it.
He earned that nickname a long time ago. That is the poor man's Elton John. If you've ever seen a photograph of him, especially his Facebook profile photograph, he just looks like Elton John. And I gave that nickname to him about 1.5 years ago, I suppose, and it is gained some traction. And I do not really refer to him by anything but Tiny Dancer here on the broadcast.
That works.
All right, ready to go back to the green flag, I think.
Yep. Pace truck is heading off the track as Ryland Gray gets ready to lead them down to 3 and 4. Can his good restarts continue as Silby's on his bumper, but Ryland Gray will get another good start there. And still lead them down to 1 and 2. These boys will go single file through there. And Ryland Gray leads them to 1 and 2 as Silby will follow behind with some pressure from Cody Terry behind.
Yeah, good move right there. Trey Schmidt went from the top to the bottom, used that cut down line past a car, put Cody Terry and Brian Cross behind him, and now he's on the attack. He's going after Silby. They get bumpers hooked. That's going to start a chain reaction. There you go. We were watching it live as they came down the front stretch. And we'll just go back and we'll probably take a look at this, but I'm pretty sure I was watching exactly when it happened right there. And Schmidt just came around the corner, and you'll watch. He'll catch the rear push bar on the 7 right there, and it just unweights the front of the car. He loses complete control of it. He slid up, and I'm not sure if that was Stoles maybe that got him. And no, it wasn't. It was Craig Sheeram. Sheeram is the one that clipped him on the way by. So good hard racing. Nobody really did anything wrong there. They just got a little too close together. You touch the front end of this car to something, especially when it's under a load, it'll unweight those front tires, and you have absolutely zero control of it.
Yeah. I guess in these open wheel cars, it's like that. They're just so sensitive, especially these not having the downforce of the wings. So it happens. Looks like just going for the same bit of real estate there a little bit. But, yeah, we'll just see what if these guys can clean this up a little bit and finish this one out strong.
Yeah, I think we're down to 5 to go. I don't think we even got a lap in the last time around, so they'll reset us, keep us with 5 to go, and get these guys to finish this one off. With the single file starts, we may not see the same action we saw in the first heat, but you never know. I've seen where guys have brought the field back together, and 3-4 guys were going at it with just a couple laps to go in the heat race. So anything's possible. This is Eldora. You can't say it's impossible, especially here.
Yeah, wide, racy racetrack.
Always a lot going on. Once this thing starts to get a little slicked out, you're going to see these guys. That right here is going to be dragging the fence anyway, so anything could happen then.
Green, green, green.
Yeah, Ryland Gray will lead to the green flag there. Down into 1 and 2, and he will have another great start as Silby. I think he's battling a little bit of damage there from that contact earlier, but he's going to fight, and he's going to fight hard as he's got
Cody Terry down on the inside.
Yeah, Cody Terry, thank you. Sorry, I couldn't see the number. Down into the bottom, and Silby's going to try and fight with that middle. Terry and Brian J. Cross, as we saw him a couple weeks ago at Kokomo fight, and he's coming for Ryland Gray, but I don't think it's going to be enough here as he's going to try and keep it going on the top side. He will. The middle will carry him around, and we got ourselves a 4-car battle for second with a 5th one closing in.
Yeah, Cody Terry going to slide into 3rd behind Cross. Silby now back to 4th. Sheeran up to 5th, and Sheeran putting the pressure on the Kiwi Conqueror right there, trying to get around. And I got to say, I think the 7 car does have some damage, and it's causing him to have to go backwards here. But Sheeran goes around. Now Silby under fire from Hughes. Hughes heads the top side. We're coming around to the white flag. It is all Ryland Gray. Nobody's going to catch him.
And Craig Silby trying to fight for something there, just trying to limp it home. But we're going to Ryland Gray win this one. Brian Cross in 2nd, Cody Terry 3rd, Craig Sheeran 4th, and rounding up the top 5 is Cody Terry 4th, Craig Sheeran 3rd, and Brian Hughes 5th.
Yeah, Sheeran's clipped him right at the line, 4/100ths of a second. So heat racing in the books. I think we're going to end up in the warm-up. It's going to be about time for us to pay a couple bills. And when we come back, it's going to be feature time. All righty. Bills paid. Got the word. Yeah, just a couple of minutes. So about 30, 40 seconds of practice. And they are going to get ready to go forward to put the feature out here. We've seen them all on the track. Gray's going to start up front there. I don't know. Is he going to run away with another one tonight here at Eldora?
Maybe. I still think you're going to watch out for Trevor's starting right on the outside there, and the inside of row 2. You really got to watch out for him, and then you never know. Maybe Cross has something. He was starting to figure it out on the top there, but like I said earlier, Royer's good on the top here. He'll go up there and he'll figure it out. He'll be fast. So him and Ryland are my 2 picks. If I was allowed at 2 picks, it'd be those 2.
Yeah, we'll have to look and see. I know Royer was coming on strong there at the end of that, but Tiernan You know, he made the move that won the heat. We'll see if he can make the same kind of moves down here in the feature. And Ryland Gray, we don't have to say anything else. I mean, he just comes in, he drives away from the field, and he says, come get me if you can, boys. So, you know, those three drivers are going to be the three to watch. Maybe Sylvia will get some adjustments made, and he'll be able to crawl back through, because he is going to start pretty deep in this one. So we'll keep an eye on several of these drivers right now. There's not too many of them I can actually count out, because even Austin Semmelman, who did make it back into the server and is in the warm-up session, you know, he's another one of those guys. Just sneaky fast, and he's always there at the end.
Yeah, he looks like he's ripping the top real well here in warm-ups. I think another one we got to watch for coming from the back is I think we got to watch out for Scott King, Tiny Dancer. He's been good in these. So, I think Scott's got a surprise. He's patient. He picks them off when he needs to. He's not real edgy with the moves. He does what he needs to do and gets it done cleanly. So, I think he's another guy. He's going to be a big mover. I think he could be a shot here, because these guys are going to get racy at this track.
Well, he was complaining a little bit in the pre-race about not having a handle on this one, but we're not going to worry about it. We're going to watch him anyway. Let's get through our lineup tonight. It's going to be on the pole, the 98 of James Tiernan. Next to him, the 06 of Ryland Gray. We're going to keep our eye on those two for sure. Then the 90 of Trevor Royer inside row number 2, next to the 78 of Brian Cross. Wade Fields, the 71 on the inside of the third row. He'll have Craig Sheeran in the 072, starting on his outside. Your fourth row, the 52, Ethan Huey inside, Cody Terry outside. That's the 52 and 93 side by side. And it's the 5 of Brandon Steele inside row number 5 next to Brian Hughes. Hughes in the 2 car. Eric Wilkie will start the 24 on the inside of that 6th row. And he'll have the 12 of Trey Schmidt on his outside. And we'll move back to row number 7. That's going to be Orion Caldwell, the 4 car inside. Craig Silby starting 14th tonight. So we'll definitely keep our eye on the 7 cars. He starts way deep in this field. The 1J of Jacob Schmutz inside of row number 8 with Justin Stoles, the 023 on the outside of that row. Then Austin Semmelman, by virtue of missing his heat race, going to have to start way, way, way in the back. So that 18 car, definitely one to watch. Hard Charger probably rolling over to the 18 car tonight if I had to guess. Nothing bad befalls him. He starts in the 9th row next to Colton Key in the 63, and then it's going to be Anthony Woodhull, the 09, and the 118 of Tiny Dancer, Scott King, filling out our final row. So we got 20 of them, 30 laps. Should be a good one. Getting ready to get them started down here. So we'll move the camera to the front row, and Patrick, you can take it away.
All right, folks. As the pace track is ready to pull off, Ryland Gray will lead them down in the 3 and 4. He'll get on the gas, but he shuttles on the start there, and Tiernan gets a good launch thanks to the Gray bobble, but Gray back up top. Royer fighting in the middle, and here we go, folks. This race is off, and Tiernan gets a little luck from a rare Ryland Gray bobble on the start, but watch out, folks. Here comes Trevor Royer and Cross coming up with him too. Wade Fields as well, and we got ourselves a great race back there as Huey fighting as well, as James Tiernan starting to pull away a little bit while these dogs fight it out.
Yeah, these guys spread all over the place with the fireworks going off down the backstretch. Trevor Royer got around Ryland Gray, and as you said, that stumble, not something we see from the 06 car. So he goes for the slider. Royer is going to cross that right back over and go at him. Tiernan just inching away a little bit here, a little there. There was a bobble, and that lets Royer close back in a little bit. Gray settles into third, and Cross now right on the push bar on the back of the tail tank of the 06 in the 4th spot, and it is 2 or 3 wide behind that with Fields now making a move as we're coming around to complete the 4th lap.
Yep, and Trevor Royer closing in on the back of James Tiernan as Royer really showing what he's worth here, really working that high side, working kind of a little bit of a slider line, but he's going to go back up top, and he's going to try and rip it around the top around. Tiernan blocks him, and folks, we got ourselves a dogfight for first as Trevor Royer going into 1 and 2 here. Going to slide up, and we got up completed. Tiernan tries to cross over. They're side by side on the back stretch. Going to 3 and 4. Tiernan tries a slider, and he will throw it. It's close. They're going to cross back over out of 3 and 4. Here comes Royer, and
Royer.
will lead that lap.
Yeah, Trevor Royer on the attack. Tiernan now knows he's got competition and company as he puts the throttle down and tries to stretch out to a 10th. Stays on the top side. He'll use the momentum, and he'll keep the lead by about 3 car lengths. Rylan Gray has fought his way back to third. He's a 2nd and a quarter off the lead right now. He's going to have to work hard if he's going to catch back up. Fields is 4th. Huey 5th. Cross 6th. Steele 7th. Sheeran 8th. Schmidt 9th. And there comes Silby up 4 spots already. He's into the top 10. Contact between Silby and Simmelman. There's your caution.
Both 2 guys coming from the back. And
Yep. Well, big-time sprint car racing, you kind of get situations like this. Silby comes from the top, goes down. He's going to cross over and try to go for the slider. I'm not even sure who that was in front of him, and he just clips that right front tire enough to upset Selman's car, and then Selman found that inside fence. So don't know how much damage on the 1.8 or the 18 car, on the 18 car, but we'll see if he can make his way from the back to the front again.
he should be able to. He's fast. Yeah, that tough one there. To me, it looks like Silby got a little loose coming out of the corner there, and just right down he went. Tough break for Silverman. Hopefully he can get back up here as he pulls into the pits now to hopefully repair this thing and get it back to tip-top shape.
Yeah, I see your message, and we'll let them know about the winner, and welcome Mr. Leonard to the show. Hope you enjoy it. Still 21 laps to go. It's been great racing so far. They'll get these guys restarted here, and they'll be going right back at it. I don't know, Royer and Tiernan, this could be a heck of a battle for the rest of the night.
Yeah, and I'm really interested to see here what Rylan Gray can do for a restart if he doesn't bobble. If he doesn't bobble that, maybe he's the leader. But Tiernan and Royer, 2 top dogs of this class right now, and of this race, I should say, and they're showing it. They're heavyweight bout up front.
Well, it's about everywhere we go. I mean, James Tiernan's quick. Even when you put the wing on top of the car, Tiernan's pretty fast. But he really excels when you take the wing off. And I think Trevor Royer has kind of figured out the wingless car, and I think he's very comfortable here. I actually see him perform better in the wingless car than I do in the wing car lately. And I'm a big Trevor Royer fan. He's a DSRL multi-time champion in different series. And so, knowing that Trevor's as good as he is in the wingless car, it'll be interesting to see if he goes on the attack here. He's under fire on the restart from Rylan Gray. Gray went to the inside in 1 and 2, wasn't able to pull it off. And Tiernan's stretching it out. He's already about 8 car lengths as they come out of 3 and 4. We're going to have 20 to go right here.
And Royer and Gray still fighting. And Gray trying. We got an accident.
Oh, boy.
And we got more crosses caught up in it. And oh.
All right, man.
Here's your caution. Finally. I'm going to look. I think Schmidt may be part of this. I'm not sure.
Got Huey.
Yeah, Huey was part of it too. Let's just see, because Schmidt gets in here kind of late. Somebody blinked out, got in the fence, and that just started a melee. And there's Schmidt. He's backwards. He gets pummeled a little bit. Driver's going by high, going by low. So, yeah, that blinking car, I don't know who blinked, but whoever it was that blinked, that kind of looks like that's where the melee started.
Yeah, it looks like Ethan Huey blinked out of existence for a second there and then came back in the middle of the track and surprised a bunch of people. Early Christmas present for the rest of the field.
Yeah, evasive maneuvers and a wingless car on a slick track, especially Eldora, not conducive to positive results. So our second quick caution there, about 4 or 5 laps into the restart, and we'll get them all bunched back up, get them single filed out. Once they're in the proper order, get them back to 1 to go.
Noticing a trend that it takes Royer a second to get up and going on the restart. So if someone can capitalize, Tierney can drive away with this. But Huey now in 3rd. Don't know where Rylan Gray went.
Was Gray the car that flew out and hit the fence over there when Huey blinked back in?
I'm going to go back and check as we're getting ready to go green.
You go ahead and I'll cover the restart, and we'll when you come back, you can tell me, because I think that's who hit the outside fence. All right, pace truck about to duck hard left, right about here. James Tiernan on the throttle. He got a great restart. Once again, Trevor Royer stumbles a little bit. No one's able to capitalize and get after him as you watch Huey bump the right rear off the turn 2 fence. He's able to hang on to third. Fields gave him plenty of room. And I don't know, is that Sheeran on the bottom or is that Silby? Who is that on the bottom? That's Brandon Steele that went to the bottom.
Silby's right on the top side right now, making a pass for fifth and sixth, running a 2 and 1 in the one corner. By the way, it was Ryland Gray that blinked out there, as these gentlemen are in a dogfight for third, fourth, and fifth, and sixth. We got a great battle back there. Resuming as Huey under fire. He's in the wall again, but the momentum is too much up there. Wade Fields will follow. And folks, don't turn the channel yet because these guys are just getting started.
Yeah, I think the 52 car might have some damage because that car was not tracking straight at all right there after that contact. Now, let's go down here since I forgot to advance us. Let's go down here and see. Ooh, Brian Hughes and Anthony Woodhull. Let's go see which one does what. Woodhull bumped the fence right there, and whoever that was in front of him bumped the fence as well. Now he's going to pop loose. Here we go. There's your contact, folks. And it is those two drivers, Hughes and Woodhull, making contact with each other. So I wanted to go back because Huey's car looked like it wasn't tracking straight down the backstretch. It looks like he's okay here under pace.
It looks like that right front's pushed out a little bit.
Okay, maybe that's what it was that he was steering pretty hard to the left, and that car, the right rear was kind of kicked out on it, and it may have just been a product of that bent steering the toe out on that thing.
Yeah, the right front looks like it's skew a little bit to the left. I mean, to the right. So
I think we're one more time around before we get the green. So a rash of cautions after we've run about 10 laps in the last about 3, 4, 5. We have a couple of quick cautions there. So
yep, cautions be cautions. You know what they say.
Hopefully they'll sort those out.
Yeah, hopefully they will. I think it's just a little bit of the top. Guys learning that the top's getting razor thin up there now in these cars. And it's a tough track to drive as the pace truck will now lead these gentlemen into 3 and 4. You're 3. James Tiernan, Trevor Royer, Ethan Huey. As we're getting ready for the restart here. And pace truck is off. And James Tiernan will go, and he will pull away a little bit. Royer gets a decent start. Huey trying to fight down low as he looks like he's fighting the car a little bit more than usual here.
I think he got damaged from a couple of those bumps into the outside fence back there. He's going to have company. Wade Fields going to try to work the top side and pull alongside. Just not able to get there quite yet. Now has a dead heat going into 3 and 4 as Fields works through the cushion. Huey's still right down on the inside. We got a battle for the lead, side by side at the front. Oh, that goes away quickly before I can even get the camera on it.
They're still going to get back on there. As here comes Roy on the bottom again. Tiernan up top, and he's going to try to cross over, but I think Randy, he's got momentum, and these two are going to drag race down the front stretch in the 1 and 2. Tiernan, Royer going to cross it over as he gets a good enough run here to lead him down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Another slider. I think he's got it clear this time, but Tiernan driving back down underneath, but Royer will lead the lap, and Royer getting ready to hopefully set sail as he's figuring out that top, and Tiernan got to get back after it here. We got James Fields in third.
Yeah, Fields got around Huey while we were watching the leaders right there. So he's up to third. Sheeran now working around Huey. Huey's got all kinds of problems. That right rear just keeps finding the outside wall. He gives up another spot. Sheeran to fourth. Huey back to fifth. Steele is into sixth. And now Silby and Stoll's going at each other. And Silby's going to take that 7th spot away. But up front, Royer got out to the lead, and he is already out to 0.6 of a second. I didn't know if it was a matter of time or if those two were going to battle like that for the last 15 laps, but now we're coming around with 9 to go, and Royer is starting to gap these guys.
Yeah, Royer's going to drive away on the top like we thought he would, and Tiernan trying. Wade Fields looks like he might have something for Tiernan, but we got a car on the wall in 1 and 2, and he collects, I believe, Silby in that one, and it just got even more interesting.
Yeah, that looks like Craig Sheeran maybe has some fence time. And Silby maybe nowhere to go, so the teammates. Oh, yeah, he got in there hot and got it up into the fence. And Silby was already committed to the line, so the Kiwi Conqueror clipping his own teammate right there. And we'll see. There's probably some damage on that 7 car. We'll have to get down here and try to take a good look at it. But he clipped him pretty hard there.
Yeah, he got him pretty good as Semmelman's starting to work his way back up now. Semmelman's sitting in 10th, top 10.
I'm showing Semmelman in the 9th position now in front of with Sheeran's car being out of the way. So maybe a good recovery here for the 18 car. We'll just have to keep an eye on that when they get through timing and scoring. But it's Royer, Tiernan, Fields, Huey, Steele. That's your top 5. Then Stoles, Caldwell, Semmelman, Key, and Silby. Silby still in the top 10.
All right, Semmelman, top 8. He's 8th. A good recovery drive. Silby, see if he's got anything to fight back and get a couple of his spots back. See how undamaged that car is or damaged it is. Huey still holding on to 4th, which I'm surprised about. Car seems like he's been fighting it the last 7 laps.
Yeah, doing a good job of fighting and keeping the car up there in about, about 4th or 5th place. But we'll see the guys behind him as things start to wear down. The track starts to come to some drivers, goes away from others. When you're fighting damage, it's usually going away from you. But Trevor Royer about to get us back under the green flag here with just 8 laps remaining.
And Royer with a great restart there. He's going to pull away on Tiernan. And Royer going to work like a line below the top, and he's going to slide up to the top side there, coming out of 2. Tiernan in tow, and we got another caution back at 1 and 2 on the restart.
Quick caution. Yeah, I'm not even sure who that was for. Somebody must have got just sideways enough to trigger because we did not get a red light.
Looks like Silby got into the back of...
Let's go see. Let's go see if we can find. We'll go back. Maybe not back that far. Maybe we're too far back. Or too far forward, I mean. We're not far enough back. Oh, yeah, he did. Silby got in the back. Somebody, it looked like they drugged the wall maybe a little bit right there. And he just got up the backside of him.
Yeah, it looks like 63 actually pitched it in a little hard, and then Silby got collected by a right rear, too. So, oof, that car.
Yeah, I think the 7 car loaded up with damage now. So, still 7 laps to go near the end of this one. Royer, Tiernan, Fields, Huey, and Steele, the top 5. Caldwell, Semmelman up to 7th. Silby still showing an 8, but a lot of damage on that car. Tiny Dancer in the 9th position, and then Eric Wilkie inside your top 10. Numerous cars on the trailer already. Woodhull, Hughes, Gray, Cross, and Schmidt out of this one. As Justin Stoles in 15th. The final car running on the track, and all those cars still on the lead lap.
Yeah, which is impressive in its own right. These guys have been put on a great race, especially the 4 or 5 guys up front now. But Tiernan and Royer.
Green.
Oh,
Another great start.
Down in the 1 and 2. Sorry, I was behind there.
Yeah, another great start for Royer.
Royer 1 and 2 as we got Ethan Huey in the wall, and Wade Fields, Tiernan, and Royer are going to pull away here. But heads up, they got company on the bottom side. As it looks like Brandon Steele coming down and fighting with the gentleman. Semmelman up in the 5th, and he had a great restart there. As he's going to rip the high side, and maybe he's got something. There's a slider by Huey. Semmelman down below. But folks, the race up front, Royer starting to pull away a little bit from Tiernan and Fields, but they're in his tracks. As here comes Steele, as he's trying to find something at the bottom. Huey and Semmelman are fighting back there too, but Semmelman too quick up top. Do we have some late race heroics here?
He's only got 4 laps to get this thing done as they come out of turn 4, but Semmelman trying to close the gap. He's one of the fastest cars on the track the last lap. Huey coming back at him. Tight slider right there. And Semmelman with a great decision to lift and cut low. That could have been pretty disastrous for both drivers as he throws the slider back in 3 and 4. These guys not done going at it. This is for fourth and fifth right here, guys. This isn't even a podium spot, and these guys are really getting after each other.
Yep, and here comes Silby. He answered our questions about the car as he's keeping up with these guys in tow. And he is ripping the top, and Silman is trying to as well, but with these guys fighting, Steele is able to pull away a little bit, and they're all right there. Silman's going to be up high. Yui and Steele are really racing each other hard here. And what are we going to expect here out of these three gentlemen here for fourth, fifth, and sixth?
Yeah, Semmelman bumped the fence right there. It opens it up, but Trevor Royer's already seen the white flag as he'll go into 3 and 4, and he looks like he is going to cruise to the victory at Eldora tonight. So Royer picks up the round 4 win. Tiernan's going to come home second, and Wade Fields is going to round out our podium. Steele and Semmelman 4th and 5th, and a good run for Semmelman. 12 positions he improved. Definitely the hard charger. Scott King missed it. He only had 11. He finished 9th tonight. So Tiny Dancer, almost your hard charger like you talked about. Just couldn't get it there. So the drivers will bring them in. They'll, I don't know if they're all going to fit up on that podium or not, but yeah, we might as well give it a shot and see.
Yeah, and Silman, reminder folks, Silman's done that twice. He did that twice tonight. He had to come from the back 2 times. What a great race, though, by everyone involved here tonight. That was awesome racing. Trevor Royer, good run. Like we said earlier, he's going to be fast here, and he used the top to his advantage, and he ran it well.
All right, well, let's see. Where's Wade Fields? Is down there in the waiting room. Tiernan should be here. He's usually in, so we'll move him there. And Trevor Royer, we'll get them all up in there and get them ready to go. How you want to do this? You want to go first and third, or do you want to? Or I mean, do you want to go third and first, or do you want to go second?
I'll do third first.
All right, there you go. I got him on the screen. He's ready to go.
User was moved to your channel.
Wade Fields, it's Patrick and Roger up in the booth. Great race, man. 3rd place finish there. Looking like you're going to be fighting Ethan for a while there. Maybe he had some damage, but then the last 2 restarts, you, Trevor, and James just kind of did your thing, and you 3 put on a good race.
Yeah, you hear me?
You're a little foggy, but we can hear you.
What about now? I've never really used TeamSpeak.
That's better. That's a little bit better.
I had a lot of fun with that race. Been surprising myself at the half miles here lately, so another podium at Eldora feels good.
Yeah, and that was a great race. You had a 5th to 3rd. Anyone want to thank for this race car?
Yeah, shout out to Indie Race Parts and Indie Race Parts Esports. Tim Sims, powered by iRacing, Elite Performance Industries setups. Want to shout out to Trevor Royer and Jacob Benny, Ryan J, Brendan Rogers, Keith Bradley, and Dan O'Lindsay. Those guys really helped me stay fast, and we're always practicing with me.
All right. Well, thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on a great run. We'll look forward to seeing you Thursday night. Oh, no, we won't. You guys will be off, so we'll see you next Wednesday or Monday, whatever day it is today. I have no idea what day it is. Thanks for chatting with us, Wade.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, you guys. Everyone have a good Thanksgiving, and thanks, Roger, for doing this deal.
All right. Wade Fields finished 3rd. Let's move on. Let's get our 2nd place finisher, James Tiernan. James, you there, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, you started off like a house of fire, and then that guy in the 90 car. Yeah, I don't know. He kind of ran you down there, man. What was going on in the feature, and what happened to the 98 car during that run?
Well, Royer likes to spoil my fun, but I mean, honestly, it was more on me than I think anything else. I mean, he was running his line perfectly. I had the habit of hitting the outside wall, which didn't help my car any, and it seemed like at the end I just kind of did some damage over time and just didn't have the pace I did at the beginning. So, yeah, it was a good race. It was a lot of fun. That heat was so much fun. I kind of wish we had more of that in the future, but kind of hard when things are that slick. But I had a great time. It was good fun. Glad to be in the interview booth today.
Yeah, going back to the heat, you guys were going at it. 2-for-1 sliders, slicing in between, threading the needle. I know that's a lot of fun, but how nerve-wracking is it knowing that you really want to start close to the front in the feature And winning is great. At what point does that kind of factor into your mind and you say, hey, you know what, I might want to settle down here just so I can be in the front couple of rows for the feature?
I don't think that thought crossed my mind at all. I wanted to win that thing so I could start up front, especially when things slick off at Eldora. You really want to be up at the front of the pack because it just becomes hard to throw passes. And yeah, so in that heat, man, you gotta be up front to be a player in the race. So, I mean, Trevor only finished one spot behind me in that heat. There wasn't too many heats, so he was right there for me in the race, and it looks like he got past Ryland pretty quick. So, again, shout out to him. He drove much better race than I did.
Well, that's definitely the answer I want to hear from a race car driver. No, I wanted to win the race. That stuff didn't cross my mind at all. So, an awesome run tonight. I'm sure you got some shout-outs, some thank yous before we let you get out of here.
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Roofco/Ergot Real Estate. Again, if you're in the Indianapolis region, need any sort of roof repair, a solar panel installation, or you just have real estate, please contact them. Anderson Speedway, home of the Little 500. Recently got scanned. Hopefully it'll come to iRacing soon. Motorsports Beat, Jessup Logistics, Paints by the Tune again. BSR, Over-the-Wall Photography, Cash Fence Apparel, and Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. And then finally, Flow Racing. Elbows Up SimSport Facebook. If you go there, pick up our code, you can sign up for Flow Racing and help us out a little bit too. And then shout out to the league and Roger. Thank you for doing the broadcast tonight, and thank you to all your sponsors.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congratulations again, and we'll look forward to seeing you back on track real soon.
Yep, we'll do.
James Tiernan finishing second tonight. Now we can move on and talk to the driver of the 90 car.
Trevor,
Hey, what's
what
going
a
on,
race.
guys?
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
You and Ryland had a great battle going. Then the second you got by Ryland, it was like you just set sail and you were focused on the back of that 98 car. And you two put on another second good race in the same night. You guys in the heat were sliding back and forth, and tonight just really tight, close racing. But again, your knowledge of this track and a wing car and the sprint cars in general on the top really helped you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, Tiernan was really fast. Took everything I had to get to him. He was kind of cheating the corners on entry a little bit. And I was able to get some nice runs on him there. And not to discredit Ryland, me and Ryland had a good battle for second there. I found the middle there at the beginning of the feature and was able to use that to get up to second. And that was pretty key to get to second and put a move on the race leader there.
Yeah, and then the starts you were pegging perfectly too. Yeah, that was awesome racing. You took my next question out earlier when you answered your question there, so
Oh, sorry.
You're good. We want to thank for such a fast race car tonight.
My team, Black Diamond Motorsports, Drew Neal 19 Designs, Tim Zer Truck Simulators, Ultimate Dirt TV. I didn't realize Roger had company in the booth tonight, so thanks, Pat, for helping Roger in the booth. Dirt Racing Network, big shout out to them. Scott for putting this league on. I've been having a blast running this league. Haven't had the best luck. Froze and my game crashed during Kokomo a couple weeks ago. So trying to make points back up, and this is definitely a step in the right direction. Also everybody watching, thank you for watching. Hopefully we put on a good show for you guys.
That you guys did. That was an awesome race, and really look forward to seeing you again. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and thanks for hanging out with us.
Yep, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
User was moved out of your
All right, you wanted tonight, Trevor Royer. Let's take a look at our finishing results. Royer on top, then Tiernan second. Fields was third, Steele fourth, Semmelman. Good run. Great job by him. 12 positions. Comes from 17th to 5th. Top 5 for the 18 car. Then Huey in 6th, Silby 7th, Wilkie 8th, King 9th. Another good run right there. Scott King, 11 positions. He picked up, started way in the back of this thing and comes to the front. Stoles was 10th, Caldwell in 11th, 12th to Terry, Schmutz 13th, Sheeran 14th, 15th. Key, Woodhull 16th, Hughes 17th, Gray 18th, Schmidt 19th, and Cross with a bad night tonight. Brian, always fast, was really running good up front, got caught up in somebody else's mess. He ends up around out the field in 20th tonight. So, another great show from the Wingless guys on Monday night. Good field, great racing, from the heat races all the way down through the feature. And Royer, you kind of mentioned it early in the night. He had a chance to pick one up if Gray made any mistakes, and Gray made mistakes tonight. And Trevor Royer capitalized on every bit of that.
Yeah, and like we said in the interview, his knowledge of this track and his ability to just run the top here is what won him, and obviously skill too to be able to run the top here in a non-wing car. Same with James. Those two put on a fantastic race twice tonight in the heat and the feature. So yeah, and Semmelman, big mover. Tony Dancer, another big mover too. So we're seeing the regular guys and the guys that are. We're starting to see the regulars now starting to flow in, and the blood starting to pump, and these guys are starting to get in their form now. Quick, too.
Well, just about a third of the way through the season, I expect about the next 8 to 10 weeks to start to become more and more competitive with these guys as everybody starts to learn the cars, the tracks, and each other a little more. Guys are going to be able to race a little bit closer. We're going to see a lot more of what we saw in heat number 1 throughout the features as time goes by.
Yeah, and really looking forward to doing more of these with these guys. Like we said, these guys put on a great show, and they proved it again tonight. And they proved it at Kokomo and too. So these guys can put on a good show. They can run well, and yeah, you can see the respect for each other out in the track, and it shows when these guys race each other.
Well, we'll get your SKD fixed, and then we'll definitely put you, treat you like the baby bird, and kick you out of the nest and let you do these things on your own, man. But thanks for joining me tonight. It was fun. We got to see a great race, and you never know. Maybe next week we'll see another one.
Yeah, hopefully we will. Thanks for having me up here. I enjoy doing these with people, and I don't think I had the filler stuff down yet, but yeah, thanks for having me up here again and bringing me along for this. So you have a happy Thanksgiving, sir.
You too, man. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us tonight. As always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. We know you can watch this stuff anywhere you choose to watch it here. It is deeply, deeply appreciated. Tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern, PRO Sidewinder Dirt Series, Freedom 76, third annual of that event. Be sure you tune in for that. If you haven't already, head over to the Facebook page of Dirt Racing Network. Like, share, follow. If you're over on YouTube, Trovo, or Twitch, make sure you hit the subscribe button. You know, every time we go live. Normally, we will do 4 nights a week, 8 races over those 4 nights. This week, because of the holiday, a little bit light on content. I think we're still doing ADS on Wednesday night. I'm not sure. Are we doing that, Patrick?
We are off this Wednesday
for
Thanksgiving.
Yep, so nothing on Wednesday. We'll just have tomorrow night's race, and then we'll be off the rest of the week until Thursday night. And Thursday night's the big one, the 200-lap street stock race, the second annual Paul Nichols Memorial. My man Tim Nichols, we put that thing together quick last year. He's had a lot more time to plan, and I know he has got a ton of stuff in the works for that. So be sure that you tune in Thursday night. When you're in your turkey coma, just flick on the Dirt Racing Network. And for 200 laps, we'll put the street stocks at Lanier. And we won't put you to sleep, I promise. Last year, that race was amazing. Some of the best racing I've seen the last 35 to 50 laps of that thing in a long time. So make sure that you tune in for that. But for Dominic Santina, Zach Krieger, Patrick Coluccio, Cody Olson, myself here at the Dirt Racing Network, thank you for tuning in.